I've been told in more than one courtroom by a judge not to use that term in their courtroom.
All right.
I'm like, we can call it anything.
Welcome back to Cases and Cocktails. I'm Bryan Eggleston, and this is my beautiful wife, Janice. How are you?
Fabulous. I'm excited about our guest today.
We've got a fantastic guest today. This is episode 53, and our guest today is the one and the only Dr. Stephen Lindenberg. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Now, you're coming from Pennsylvania, is that right?
That's correct. I live in Lititz, Pennsylvania.
And Dr. Lindenberg, I've got to ask this question: is it freezing there, or it's got to be right around freezing at this point, right?
It's about 34 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh man, you surviving? You okay?
Yeah, I've got a little extra insulation from my wife's good cooking.
That's good. That's fantastic.
See, that's why I don't cook.
Oh, that's why.
You're welcome.
There you go. That's fair. Dr. Lindenberg, we're happy to have you. This is Cases and Cocktails, as you know, and we are going to introduce a cocktail that we're going to sip on here while we have this interview with you. And while I do that, or after I do that, I'm going to ask you about your favorite adult beverage. Is that fair?
All right.
All right. Let's
Enjoy
do.
yourself.
Now I'm going to give it a shot. All right, Jay. What do we got?
We've got spiked hot chocolate, and Fernanda put hot chocolate, Irish cream liqueur, and cinnamon whiskey in it.
Ooh, is that like Fireball?
I don't know. That's all I could think when I read it, and now I'm scared.
All right. This will be interesting. Not bad. Not bad.
If it is, I mean,
You're down with that?
that's not terrible.
Dr. Lindenberg, tell me, what is your favorite adult beverage or adult beverage of choice?
Well, I like vodka and tonic with a squeeze of lime.
No, it's not bad at all, man. That's not bad at all.
No calories either. Show off.
Low calories, high volume.
Yes.
High intensity.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Dr. Lindenberg is efficient.
He's efficient, yes.
I like it.
I got to ask this quick question. Since we're having spiked hot chocolate, I assume that y'all just live off hot chocolate up there if it's 34 degrees?
Not all the time. If there's a big snow, like a big snow for us is 6 to 12 inches, maybe 15 inches.
Wow.
And it gets really cold outside. And, you know, when we were younger, you're in the sledding mood. Then it's time for hot chocolate with marshmallows.
There you go. That was going to be my next question. Are you pro marshmallow or are you against the marshmallow and the hot chocolate?
I am pro marshmallow.
Yeah, me too. It's the only way to go at this point, right?
I mean, we've got some in ours.
All right. Well, Dr. Lindenberg, you're here. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the founder and president of the Professional Alliance for Child-Centered Safety. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes.
Tell us a little bit about PAACS, or as they call it.
Well, our organization, I founded it probably in the middle of September. I had a smaller group locally in the state of Pennsylvania that was just a voluntary gathering, and I would provide expert guests to provide seminars for continuing education. Mm-hmm. And I decided that I wanted to offer this and make a bigger impact nationally and even globally. So I started the organization in September this year. We have a website called PAACS Global, PAACS.global, and we have about 40 members. Most of them are in the United States. We have a member from South Africa. We have a couple of members from Canada and a member from Australia.
Wow. That's awesome. That is fantastic. I know some of your members, or at least one of your member, Loretta Mace.
Yeah, she's one of our star members. She's internationally renowned for her skills as a reunification therapist and as an expert witness. She's a wonderful member.
Yeah, she's fantastic. She's absolutely amazing. She was actually in my office earlier this week. She dropped by and gave me a copy of her new book. I don't know if you've got a copy of it. If you don't, I know her. I can probably get you hooked up.
You're showing off now. Like, who does Loretta like more? My goodness.
I think I could work something out.
The answer is Sandra. She likes Sandra more.
That's no lie. That's no lie. So over at PAACS, first of all, before I get to PAACS, I want to take a step back. You have been in private practice as a mental health professional for, is it 49 years? Is that right?
49 years, yes.
And before that, you served in the military, correct?
I was in the military. I was in charge of a dental clinic. I was a highly trained killer of dental decay.
Well, thank you for your service.
Oh, it's awesome.
You're welcome.
Where were you stationed?
I was stationed at Andrews Air Force Base, and we had a 22-chair dental clinic, and for 2 years I was in charge of the X-ray unit for that 22-chair clinic, and that was before digital, so I was pretty busy.
Yeah.
And I made rank as staff sergeant. I was discharged honorably in 1972.
That's fantastic. Now that's what led you to get into the mental health profession, though, isn't it?
Well, that's correct, because back in those times, you get a whole bunch of X-rays that needed to be developed, and then you'd go into a dark room. You'd have to peel the covers off of the X-rays, the film, dip them in a tank, 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 4.5 minutes, and it would take about a half an hour to unwrap all the films that had acquired over the last couple hours. So I'd had a number of younger airmen. I was already graduated from college when I entered the Air Force during the draft period of Vietnam, and they would come in and spill their problems to me, which I thought were kind of, adolescent. I was already married. We had a child. But then they would come in there because nobody could interrupt us.
A captive audience locked in a dark room.
Next day they would come back. They're locked in a dark room. Well, it wasn't totally dark. We had a yellow light, a developer light lamp. But they would tell me all their problems, and then the next day they would come back and they would say, "Hey, Teach," that's what they used to call me. "Hey, Teach, thanks for listening to me. That really helped me solve my problem with my girlfriend." And that's when I decided there must be a way to earn a living doing that.
How wonderful!
And then you figured that out for 49 straight years, huh?
Well, 49 years, yeah. I kept at it, and you talk about the practice of counseling. Well, I'm still practicing and trying to get better at it.
That's fair. Tell me, how did that lead you to start PAACS?
Well, so over the course of most of my practice, I did my dissertation on grief and bereavement, mm-hmm. and I did group therapy with terminally ill cancer patients at Emory University Hospital. I was a graduate of the University of Georgia. And during that period of time, there was a lot of grief and bereavement that was going on with the patient and also with their family. Mm. So I wrote a book back in 1983 called Group Counseling and Psychotherapy with People Who Are Dying. It was not a big seller, one print. But during the course of my career, I found that many of our counseling issues are grief related. They relate to having to give up something, having to lose something, having to change and leave something behind. And over that period of time, then I got interested in doing custody evaluations. Mm. So I started doing those late 1970s, and I've done hundreds of them ever since. And during that process, I saw kids getting beaten up in the custody process, traumatized by the legal process. I was a consultant for children and youth services, seeing kids being sexually abused and abused by abandonment, abused by estrangement, abused by alienation. And over a period of time, I got more and more interested in the concept of parent alienation. Mm. So I perfected my skills in that area. I went to seminars by Dr. William Burnett, who's famous for his 5-factor model. In fact, he's a member of PAACS.
Nice.
And it's a compliment to our group that he would join us. He's an emeritus professor mm-hmm. At Vanderbilt University of child psychiatry. And so Bill is on our group, and I got better and better at performing these parent alienation evaluations to the point where I'm recognized now statewide, and I've done consultation in Israel, Germany, Canada, Australia, and I've had some cases down
That's absolutely fantastic. I will tell you that, first of all, your statements about Dr. Burnett are spot on, and he's an amazing human being.
So much knowledge.
Yeah, he's got tons of knowledge up there. But the fact that you gravitated towards parental alienation, the fact that you started to see those patterns of how the children are being abused and stuff, it's also sort of the thing that led Janice and I to kind of do what we do. It's not just about parental alienation on our side, but we want to help people, right? We want to help kids. We want to help parents navigate this process. And so I couldn't think of a better thing than something like what you've started, right? To help professionals, and not just a space to where professionals are just kind of learning, dogma or kind of the same stuff that's being reiterated, but a place to where we can have these open conversations and help each other learn different things that come up along the way. And that's pretty much what y'all are doing there, right?
That's correct. And I would say that most of our members are not mental health professionals. Most of them are professionals or even lay people who have either been traumatized as children themselves through parent alienation or have been targeted parents in parent alienation cases and are still those cases are still active.
Yeah.
And so, our motto is, to heal families one child at a time. And I think that really sums up everything that we're about. And, we are interested in, we are interested in standards that are grounded in integrity, science, and child first principles in family court practices.
Yeah.
And so the rest of my life, I'm devoted to doing this work and building the leadership. I don't know how many years I have left. I'm 80. And, but whatever time I have left, I'm going to be mentoring other people to, step into my shoes, so to speak, or step into at least my paces.
Tell me a little bit about your experience. You talked about court practices and how this plays in that, and that's really, that's kind of the aspect that Janice and I come from. We're obviously litigators, and this is what we do. But tell me your experience with the court practices and what you want to see PAACS be able to create or help in that situation.
Well, my experience has been that most of the judges that I've worked with have not come out of family law.
Yeah.
And they are not trained in psychology. They're not trained in family systems. They're not trained in family dynamics. My understanding is that in Canada, before a judge can rise to the family law bench, he or she must go through a course of study on parent alienation. They must go through learning about family systems and how they function or how they dysfunction. So that's one of the biggest goals that I have aspirationally for PAACS is to educate lawyers and educate the court and get us all on the same page working together, because there's a whole group of people out there that don't even believe in parent alienation and are hostile toward Dr. Burnett and others of us who advocate, and all we want to do is help the children. I don't care what it's called,
right.
Whether the kids run away from the parents or however you want to frame it.
Mm-hmm.
The end result is child abuse.
Yeah.
It's not normal for a child to hate their parent.
No, I agree. And I'm like you, I don't care. And we run into the same thing, right? Where it's a space where people say, well, that doesn't exist, or that's been disproven.
I've been told in more than one courtroom by a judge not to use that term in their courtroom.
Right.
I'm like, we can call it literally, like you said,
right.
Dr. Burnett, Dr. Lindenberg, we can call it anything that you want to call it, but the facts are the same.
Yeah, you can't change the fact. I mean, you can call it attachment bond disorder. You can call it child runaway from parent disorder. I don't care what you call it. It's the old axiom: if it walks like a duck and looks like a duck, it's a duck. So
right.
I've gotten away from the fight of, our parent alienation model is better than whatever model that you're promoting.
Right.
But no, our goal is to help children who are being abused by this process. We don't care what you call it.
Yeah.
What kinds of resources does PAACS provide, or do you intend to have PAACS provide in the future to help educate the public or litigators or judges?
Well, right now, if you're a member of PAACS, and it costs $150 a year, $1,000 a year if you want to be a life member. You have access to all the professionals who are members of the organization, which includes Dr. Burnett, but it also includes all the rest of us. Loretta, Linda Gottlieb, you probably know her.
Yep.
I don't know if you've interviewed her yet or not, but so she's also a superstar in the field.
Yes.
And then we are collecting a library of evidence-based articles and research to support not only the concept of parent alienation, but to look at what the outcomes of the various interventions, such as reunification therapy, result in. So we have a huge library. In fact, this evening I'm doing a presentation for members only. This has to do with getting together to discuss issues in parent alienation practice. But we have another of our members, Lynn Brooks, and she has a lunch with Lynn every week for members of the group. And then once a month we open up the forum. We go on the web, on Zoom, and we open up the forum to anybody who wants to attend. And we're very mindful to take care of people's emotions and souls, and not try to do therapy through the internet.
Yeah.
Our aspirational goal is to shape legislation and educate, easy for me to say, judiciary. And we're going to provide a private room for that. And that room is going to be locked and open only to judges. And we do have a retired judge who's a member of our alliance, and we hope to get her involved with that process.
Fabulous.
Yeah, what a great opportunity. And I assume that space there is really to allow the judges to be able to go in, ask questions, and do that in the space of ensuring that their communications are private and they're confidential and they don't get spilled out in public.
Exactly. It's to protect the judges, and also to create an environment where they feel safe enough to be candid.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's really hard. It's really hard, even in chambers. It's really hard to get judges to be candid about parent alienation.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the thing. There's a lot of professionals, and I'm going to lump the judiciary into that, the litigators. You have therapists, reunification therapists, individual therapists, family therapists, child custody evaluators. I mean, there's a lot of humans that touch this aspect. And like you said, it's about giving not just the judiciary, but a lot of people the space to be candid about, what's going on, with their cases, what the things that are going on, and not be positional, not be, a lot of times I'll say this in my experience, someone comes to me and says, I've got a parental alienation case. I'm like, okay, great. Tell me about it. And most of the time you get in there, you're like, it's not quite there. It looks a lot like it. You're headed in that direction, right? I wouldn't necessarily put those labels on it for different reasons. But my point of that is, not every case that someone says this is parental alienation is parental alienation, but that doesn't mean that the child or the children aren't still being affected, right?
But you don't have elements, right?
Right.
What I explain to clients or potential clients that call in on those calls, and like, this is it, this is parental alienation. We're not quite there yet, but there are things that are happening that could lead us there. And they almost seem disappointed, and I have to take a step back and explain, you don't want it to be that. Right. Okay, the fact that you recognize these signs now and that we're not there just yet is great, because it means that there's not that much, not as much trauma has been done to the child just yet. So it's easier to fix if we're not there.
Well, severe alienation only takes place in about 1% of all the custody.
Exactly.
Cases. Conflict cases that go to court only occur in about 2% of all the custody cases. The rest of the divorcing and separating parents seem to be able to work out a custody arrangement without the help of the court. I think that in almost all divorces and where there are children involved, there are attributes of parent alienation that you can see, especially at the early stages.
Sure.
And especially when the partners begin, if there's a third party involved, or if the partners begin dating other people. But those cases, usually there's love for the children involved, and the parents come to their common sense and say, look, this isn't the children's fault or for lack of a better expression, have distorted personalities. Call it personality disorder, call it whatever you want, stubbornness, I don't care what you call it. They weaponize the child because it's more important for them to punish the other parent
Right.
than it is to work in the welfare of the child. They won't see it that way, but that's how the clinicians see it.
And you were saying earlier too, you've got professionals, obviously the judiciary, you got professionals, litigants, child custody evaluators, therapists, but really anybody can join PAACS, right? It's open membership to anybody. Is that right, or am I wrong?
No, our group is open. Our membership is open to anyone. There is a caveat. You have to sign you have to check a box and sign that you agree that parent alienation is a condition. There's people out there that are anti-parent alienation, anti-reunification therapy. I'm not going to name names.
Sure.
I don't particularly want to get sued. But so we ask them, and we instruct them that if we find out that you're doing otherwise, that you're here to just make mischief,
Right.
we will give you your dues back and thank you very much, but you're not welcome.
Go down the road.
We want to protect our parents.
And that's fair. I think that's fantastic. For people that want to be involved with PAACS, again, it's PAACS.global, and that's PACCS.global. Is that right?
That's correct.
Fantastic. Dr. Lynn,
We welcome all.
yeah, and that's the thing. You have to have a space for everybody to be able to come. And like you said, it's not there to create problems. It's there to try to help people educate themselves on how to deal with this, and more importantly, help the children that are being subjected to this. Is that right?
Correct. That's absolutely correct.
Dr. Lindenberg, I'll tell you, you've got 2 new members of PAACS. We will get our stuff submitted today, and we will be members, and we're happy to join your foundation and your movement to help children and help them through this process of being alienated and help try to prevent them from being further abused. Is that fair?
That's fair, and I, as a founder, I welcome you and look forward to the knowledge that you have to share and to maybe stepping up and taking a leadership role in our group at some point.
Well, that's fantastic. As long as I don't have to come hang out in 30-degree weather, I'm going to be fine. Actually, to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind it. I don't mind it at all, Dr. Lindenberg, but to get my beautiful wife to come up there, that'd be a tall task for me.
I'm not going to move up there, but we can go visit.
You can come visit, go sledding, go skiing, whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll say this: my beautiful wife and Josh, they did talk about taking the podcast on the road, so I would get behind taking it to Pennsylvania, and we could do the podcast from there.
Sounds great.
What do you think, Josh?
Let's go.
I do.
We have some ski slopes up in the Poconos, so.
I'm down with that, and as long as I've got marshmallows in my hot chocolate, that's all that matters to me. Dr. Lindenberg, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for being on with us.
Thank you for the work that you do. You're making such a big impact for others, and we appreciate you very much.
Thank you very much for the feedback and for inviting me to speak today.
Of course. Guys, again, if anyone wants to reach out and be a part of PAACS, it's PACCS.global. And we appreciate y'all hanging out with this week. Stick around for next week. We'll be back with more stuff here at Cases and Cocktails.
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next Friday.